Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Call of Cthulhu. The rendering took 4 hours for me on the previous part, so I'm uploading at the moment. I hope it doesn't render my gameplay. Oh, I can go here. Or can I? I'm gonna check again. For sure. It looks... Oh, what's this? It seems I can go through here.
Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. These paintings must be several centuries old.
Nice jump, dude. Okay, needs a key.
Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all.
Okay, dude. Let's check down here. These bullets are full of that green thing.
What's going on here?
Piers!
Keep your voice down. We're
Wow.
not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
Come on,
We'll
don't
see.
be a puss.
I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
Oh, this is cool.
A mass grave. A table for sacrifice?
It looks like me. Like him, like Edward. Winchester. Oh no. I should have looked more. Yikes. Oh.
I got it.
Remember the start part from the start.
I can't breathe. What's happening? No, damn it! I must find a way out of here. Is it my turn?
Yes, it is time. You will soon be one of us, if your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
Good enough, hello.
It's like in my dream. It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual.
Look.
I can't read Latin.
Come on, bro. We're locked. Yep. Gonna go here. Yeah, I remember this part.
Ya Cthulhu Nithsiha Fitag.
I wanna check this again. Maybe there's something new. Nope. It's not just some red boxes. A bit laggy. I got scared there.
Loig Padk Cthulhu Loig Nach.
Locked.
Yor El Cthulhu Kashag. Yor El.
I feel him. Shh. You are gifted indeed. Let him pass through and bring me more sacred flesh. Sleep and pray for your return into the kingdom of the earth.
It looks like a kind of deep coma. What could this ritual have done to them?
We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is complete. He will join you shortly.
Wow. Please be open. You're so sneaky, boy. Peter's gonna be in front, maybe? No? Ooh.
Bradley, what are you doing here?
I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good.
Well, obviously.
What in the world is this?
An
intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate!
Bradley, get
to
back!
shoot.
Get back!
You asked for it!
Why are you shooting him in the leg?
Charles, you shouldn't have seen this.
Ah!
It's coming in. I need to get out of here.
Good. That's from where Pierce came from. I think I made it. No?
My leg!
Okay. Why did he do that though? Oh,
Light. At last.
I guess it's just a summary, the text. What happened before. Might as well not read it. Meh. How is he still alive? I don't get it. Enter madness. Hospital? Oh! Not a real hospital.
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject. There, he's opening his eyes.
Save him, Fuller. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
Your dad, he killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No!
Okay, definitely some conspiracy. Oh my god, can you not laugh?
What happened to me? Where am I?
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
No, you don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No! No!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
We just wait? Yep. I do.
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams. They swooned over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams.
Wait, maybe in the picture before the painting.
When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken and free me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time.
Sorry. A rescue?
Can you stand up?
Yeah.
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about that. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
I still got my lamp. Nani?
What does this mean?
It's so bright.
Sarah. Am I in an asylum? What did he write about the painting? Why the strange symbol repeated over and over? What did they inject him with? Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors. If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him. Poor wretch.
Well, that looks nice.
Dr. Colden, I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Oh.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those two myself.
I told you not to let her come down.
I know.
Okay, this where can I hide?
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
Until his serious patient seems to suffering from psychosis, he gouged his own eyes out in an attack of delirium.
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine? The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs?
Wow. Green fluid. Let's see if you can find there.
It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little... Have I activated anything?
Let's go, boy.
I can still increase the load. Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel.
What's that?
What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation? Worse and worse. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? I can still increase the load. I can still increase the load. I can still increase the load.
How do I do that though?
I can still increase the load. Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods. Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here.
Okay. Part 5. Close that.
Dementia, self-inflicted wounds. Anatomy, anthropology, nothing surprising. It's done. Now for the others.
May. Hide. Right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I bet there's no longer any priests on Darkwater.
Calculations are always right. It's the date. It's the dates of the spread. That's the problem. I don't know
what is welling up inside me. I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars and swells and has strength of oceans. His waves rise and crash, leaving behind them a white nourishing. He is my master. He enters me. Yes, 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 yes.
You. Yeah, you there. Come here. I don't know what you're doing there, but you don't seem to be friends with the nurses.
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah. And in exchange, I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
I'll find you some pills.
Go look in the storage room. There must be sleeping pills there.
I can still increase the load.
Storage room.
It's locked. The green gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
Dr. Fly, prepare your machine as best as you can. Or the piping has been damaged and I fear that gas is escaping and cannot do anymore in such a short time. All I can do is to warn you. If the equipment is put under too much pressure, there is a risk of explosion. Okay, I see. So...
The control wheel is missing. This valve controls the pressure. It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands.
I need something to open up and pull that lever. Nice.
Perfect. It's locked.
Why is this guy claustrophobic? It's annoying.
The control wheel is missing. This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening. The control wheel is missing.
Not to stop. Last week's incident caused significant damage to the infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiment. This is unacceptable. From now on, the wheels to operate the gas stop. Cox must be kept in the storage room after issues. Tomorrow, you must keep the register of use up to date. Dr. Fuller. Okay.
Exactly what I need. Locked.
Get in there.
Perfect.
I'm gonna check if I leveled up skills. Yeah, 6 points. Speech. Yeah, sure.
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape. Where do they keep their sleeping pills?
There were cigarettes in that room.
Scopolamine F. There's no such thing. My new friend's sleeping pills. I could use this control wheel to turn the valve I saw.
If he's gonna find me, I'm gonna lose it.
Now for the next step.
No. Think I effed up.
There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening.
I don't know how pressure works. All of them are connected. I need one more, I think. I'm pretty sure it's around here somewhere. Has to be. And disappears. Let's just give him the sleeping pills and see what opens up.
I've got what you want.
Show me!
There. And remember, they don't come for free.
Don't you worry, you'll have your diversion. Go on now, go hide yourself. The crows! They're everywhere! Make them go away!
Nice.
What carnage? Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
I think we got a walker.
Got him. Let me check XP to gain more.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Somebody here?
What the fuck?
It's locked.
Where is it? Yeah. Oh, I did a diversion.
Damn.
What? What are you doing?
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
No!
Sanders! What the hell? I got it. Okay. This is insane. What killed him? Damn! The gas!
Fuck.
Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Okay, a piece of oak opened inside in the cellar of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Golden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape, wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme. Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the cursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colton to come in and research the detective Hawkins' mansion as a hideout.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Oh, it's pretty. Kinda.
That is precisely why I'll find evidence. You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
The twitching.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Stay proven, better to confront the truths.
You're right.
Just lie.
Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Excuse me?
The other night's events are still confused in my
Fine.
head.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
We had a short conversation and then I left. I don't know what happened after that.
Oh, I see. Mr. Pierce, you must forgive my audaciousness. But I've had practice of life in high society for over 30 years. Reading one's interlocutors, recognizing the politeness of a lie, are things that are taught very early to young girls from a good family. But your lie has nothing polite about it. It is crass, insulting, and dare I say, terribly suspicious. Try to understand my position. I need to understand.
Fine.
How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
No, don't attack her.
So ask
Blame
Fuller,
someone,
he's
yeah.
the eminent doctor. But I would caution you.
Just
you'll
push
find
the
his
blame
treatments more
on someone
terrifying than
else.
the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
Yeah, I do.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
What's that?
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
What do you mean?
A house of artists.
Shouldn't be. Yikes.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Well. Excuse me? Okay. Gimme. Nice. This is kind of encliso. Oh my god, I can pronounce the word. Enclosi. Ah, I'm dying. Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia.
Oh shit.
Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia, yeah.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
You can beat me anytime you want.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
True. Let's go see the painting. Ooh. That fucking oh well.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Good to know I can hide here. Good to know, dude. Okay, this is the thing I need to see. This exit, maybe?
The public entrance to the gallery.
Okay.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Wow. Doesn't someone know? I see there.
What the hell was that?
Kind of light. Yikes, no, he's not. And I'm dead. Let's checkpoint go. Escape.
What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
What do you mean? Okay. This is not working.
What the hell was that?
Ay, ay, ay. It's gonna be annoying as fuck.
What the hell was that? I can't even touch it. Maybe I can use this now.
Oh! I know what to do. Get the painting. Maybe? Oh my goodness. Didn't work. What am I supposed to do?
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Come on, bro. What am I supposed to do?
This dagger looks different.
Might not need to try every dagger. Scan it. Got it.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
The creature, this dagger, was the only weapon capable of pushing it back. If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with
Okay,
Irene.
she gave me free stuff.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis, an old diary.
Pastor's wife. I just keep taking books. Don't go there yet. Okay. So finding hidden objects. Let's I'm just trying to know why. Fine.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay. Something, you know?
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it. Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet? Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Okay, a page seems to be hidden here. It's possible to read. If somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and born. Therefore, an order must be given to my dear man. The long message of Captain Barnes who reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine. Can you hope to gain access to my most precious possession? It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3. So this vision where life and story combine in the Greek world, where life and story combine. Each cylinder is numbered in deep as to celebrate other sides. Order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the light of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was too much my intellect and find the conversion of say, I was at the door is consistent to the saving you are my friend and colleague, Professor Antishimisk. When I said to consider this save is not only a lost the chest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far more dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. That you will be able to. Sorry about Jan. Will be able to represent the danger this represents, and that you will act accordingly in an event. I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay,
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
would be.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never. How many volumes are there in this? Another volume by Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions.
8 of them.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them. The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Tome 3. Another one.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So, last one is 9. Second one.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
I'm good with these things.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
9. So...
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Checked everything here. Okay, so...
What did Drake say about this collection?
Prophecies.
Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
Prophecies.
Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection?
So there's another stage collection of viruses and shares. That's 9, I don't care about that one.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
Works.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
So no XP. Blah blah blah. Places. Locals. Down. Where is this one? Let's read it again. So this shouldn't study. Knowledges. So many useless stuff. Case closed. Case closed. Sanity. What's this? The menus.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Corpus Hermeticum.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Decay of Solomon.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Gods, kings, chess.
So these are the volumes that
Things
Drake
that
was
should not
talking
be.
about. What did Drake say about this collection?
Or Linda. How the hell?
Drake talked about a particular
Corpus
volume.
Hermeticus. How should I know?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
I don't know these. Aura, Linda, let me Google.
Drake talked about a
Whose
particular
corpus?
volume.
Medicum. Book about an Greek wisdom. Divine. They discuss the divine, the cosmos, mind, nature, knowledge, alchemy, astrology, and related concepts.
So these are the volumes
the
that Drake was
prophecies.
What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was. What did Drake say
Four.
about this? Drake
There's
talked about
two.
a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Second one talks about
And
gods.
these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I don't get it.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a. So these are the volumes that Drake was. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking. What did Drake say about? Drake talked about a particular. So these are the volumes that Drake. What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Prophecies.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
No clue. Prophecies.
So these are the volumes that Drake was
6.
talking about in his message.
Second might be 6. Already have 6. First one.
The Queen has little protection.
Oh yeah.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
Queen has little protection.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
What is this? Masadi Requiem Shugay.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
What does it mean? 4? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna end it here and try to figure out the puzzle on my own, and then I'm gonna tell you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Sorry for struggling so hard on these probably easy puzzles.